Part 1, setting up in Photoshop. First of all, how big do we want to make our web page, website? We're going to go to Web, and we don't need to pick the highest, but it wouldn't hurt to be fairly big. Let's just go with this. I would say one of those two for laptops. 1024 by 768, making sure that we are in pixels. And then we'll go get our background image. And so we are looking for 1024 by 768, but no less. So I'm going to go to Search Tools, Size, and Medium will probably do that search. No, so we'll go Large. For my full background. Actually, for a full background, sometimes it's better to have something that's just very, very uncluttered. So I'm going to take this one, which is exactly the right size as it turns out. And in this case, you can just copy the image. One little thing that I always like to do is to double click the background to make sure it's not locked. For this demo, I'm not going to do too much, but I will put a title up here, which can be a button, and then I'm going to have one flash, maybe centered object right here. So I'll do my, just very quickly, text. And here we are 30 seconds into this video, and immediately in Photoshop I've got a layers issue. You'll notice that my text layer is below my layer 1 because I last clicked on the background. So you'll run into this over and over and over again. Hopefully this is the only time in these series of videos that we'll have this issue, but there we go. Remembering that if you want to continue something that you've worked on with text, you don't want to have the square around the I-beam pointer. You need to be over the text so that that square goes away and you can continue. And remembering that if you want to move text in the middle of working with it, you can just move away from it and drag around. And all the other, I'm not going to do too much of this, all the other properties for your text are up at the top, just like all your properties of all tools. Move tool for me is a nice one to deselect a text layer. So the only other thing I'm going to do right now is plan where I want my flash to go. I'm going to do that with a little bit of calculations and the rulers. So the rulers are showing already for me. And I'm going to drag down a couple of guides. And then I'm going to, let's say, go the same number of pixels from the left. So I'm going to go from the right. So I'm going to go to 200 to center this. So I'll need to go 200 in from the right, where I'll probably need to zoom in. I'm at 1024. So if I zoom in to 1024 minus 200 is going to be 824. So that'll be about 8, 10, 20, about there. I'm going to double click on the hand tool to center everything. So you will likely have other things here in your final project, but for me, for now, for this quick demo, I do want to slice this button, Beaches of the Caribbean. And I'm also going to slice what will be my flash. And there's a size. I can always go back and find that size by clicking and going to Edit Slice Options, and it'll tell me right there. So that is exactly how big my flash is going to need to be. So before ending this introductory video, we'll save this. We'll make a new folder for the whole website. Okay, spaces are fine in this case because this is the full folder for everything that I'll upload eventually to a server. But for the Finder, it's okay to have spaces. And I will save my Photoshop files. So I'll make a new folder for them. Now I'm going to my Dash convention because this may be uploaded to the server itself. And this is index PSD. Index PSD for now, and eventually we will save it for the web. But let's name our slices first of all. I'm going to go to my slice select tool. The only two that I need right now are this, which will be a button, and this, which is going to be what we replace with Flash. So I'm going to double click, and it will give me index because I've saved it as index. Underscore, we're going to switch to dash. Index main button. I don't know what the URL is yet, but let's just say we have a page 2. Page 2.html. And we should do this as well. The alt tag will be a link to page 2, which will be read to people with visual disability if they hover over it. And I'll name this index dash flash file, which I don't know what it'll be yet, and maybe make it a URL to someplace, maybe not. Let's just go page 2 for now as well, and we'll probably change it later. So now this is ready to be saved properly for the web. I'll skip through this part. Go to my regular place for saving stuff. By date modified, you can see, so it'll be easy to find. And this won't go in any folder because this is the index. HTML and images. And we're good. And just quickly, while I'm at it, let me just do a page 2 as well with this initial video. And I'm just very, very quickly going to get an image, paste it in, and that'll be it. It will have to be the same size, 1024x768. And I'll leave it like that. I get Command T, but it looks fine the way that it is. So page 2 is what I said before. So page 2, I'm going to put inside my Photoshop files to keep things neat and tidy. And then save for web. Which will not go in any folders. Alright, so that's the setting up phase of our project.